And so that's, I think, what has been helping me and my team get to where we're at.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Elite Agent Secrets show. Today we've got Ricky Chavez with us. He's retired Army, retired HR director, and his tagline is still serving. He started in real estate 4 years ago, and in the last year, 2021, did almost 24 million in sales. And by the end of Q1 in 2022, already got 22 transactions on the books. Today we're going to be talking about routines, open houses, and not chasing the money. Ricky's going to bring some fire for you today. Ricky, thank you for jumping on the show.
No, I appreciate it, guys. I kind of look forward to what this road gonna go to.
This is going to be a fun one. It's a great way to start our day. I can already tell. But Ricky, before we dive in, because I'm really curious how the hell you already have 22 on the books for this year, take us back to 4 years, 1 day ago, and the terrible decision you've made about joining and starting a real estate business.
So the interesting thing is, so I retired in 2016, and women, they can't stand that shit. My wife was not happy that I was at home doing nothing. I was learning how to play Xbox with my grandkids, and I really suck at that. So it's kind of cool. She says, "Hey, go get your license, do some open houses for me." I'm like, "Shit, okay, I can do that."
Is she also like this agent?
Yeah, I mean, no, I can do it every weekend, whatever. I ain't doing anything else. Hey, go take some of my clients out. Oh, by the way, my brokerage offered me a full-time job and I'm not going to sell anymore. Take the business. I'm like, what? So yeah, that's how I ended up in real estate. I practice lifestyle. My big thing is lifestyle. I'm almost 60. Money's cool, but it's not number one for me. My wife and I take about 6 to 8 vacations a year. So our goal is just wrap our business around our vacations. So then the first year, look, I used to be an Army recruiter. Nobody wakes up in the morning wanting to go to the Army. I chase the shit out of them everywhere, all over the planet. We get them in the Army. And so out here, people want that ultimate dream of owning a home. So, it became take care of people. That's where the still serving came from. Just take care of them. Don't chase the money and you'll make money. So that's what I did. The first year I worked 9 months, did about a little over 8 million. The next year I worked 8 months. I did the same. I did 9 million. And then I realized I did that. Plus I gave about 13 referrals out. So wow. January of last year, I said, screw this. I'm going to start a team. So I started a team. We had a couple people. All of my people were new. A matter of fact, I have 5 buyer's agents under 9 months. They don't have no bad habits. I teach them my bad habits. So it's a win-win. You know what I mean?
You pick your poisons.
Yeah, no shit. They don't know. They're like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, here, let me show you. You do this, and this. I try to go a little military on them, but I make them. I tell them in the initial interview, look, if you want to do this, there's 2 things is important to me. Take care of people. Period. We serve. I do a lot of philanthropy. I have a Miracle League team, which is a baseball team of kids with disabilities that I sponsor, and I go to felony court for veterans. So I do a lot of stuff. For that reason, I need people to do the real estate part, so that I can take care of the community, which we like to do.
That's amazing, man. That's phenomenal. So what's interesting.
Before we go any further, we got to put this on the record. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, I got you.
Saying, because it's justice or just going in the podcast after that.
No, it's cool, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I let my sons know. My dad retired, I retired, and I have 3 sons in. So
all in the military.
Yeah, man. That's like the family business. Now real estate is, I guess.
Now real estate is, yeah. Right? It's going to be moving on. So when it comes to the transition to the real estate side, like you found a lot of success, like very quickly. And we've had a few military vets on the show. One of the things that I think the military people bring with them is like discipline and routine. Yeah. Right. Like this is something that you guys have just been drilled for your entire career, that it's like, that's how you win. It's like, have discipline and be disciplined and have a routine that you stick to, irrespective of how you feel, you do that shit. Yeah. Right.
No, it's true. It's true. I think
I was going to say a lot of my family as well. Like I've been in the military, my brother, my uncles and all that. It's all the same. It's the same like mentality. It's like, I have to get up at 6 a.m. every day and I have to do this. And that's fine, but you just got to work with it, right? So a lot of military people have problems when they leave because they don't have that fixed routine in place that they need. So, your first topic is actually about setting a routine for yourself that essentially has allowed you to win. I mean, there is a lot of people listening to this. And prior to actually going into your first topic, one of the things that I want you to discuss, just taking a step back, is you're one of the agents we've had on now and team leaders that is actually doing essentially the opposite of, I guess, what people would think, which is you're now taking extra money you could earn and you're giving it away to take back time, right? Yeah. Which is a lot of agents want to get to the point where it's like, okay, you can do, like you said, the first year you did say 9 million and you did 9 months. And the second year you did 9 million, but you did 8 months. Right. So you could have done 12 million, for example, and done 9 months.
Sure.
Or you could have done 9 million again and done 8 months. I'm not sure if your goal next year is, I want to do 9 million in 6 months.
Well, actually, last year was probably, I did 7.5 months, give or take. And we did like 23. I did like 47 transactions, not a whole lot. And then we sprinkled around the team. And this year, I think I was looking at the numbers this morning. We've closed 23, 24 and 25 today. And we have like 15 on the books. And I've been on vacation this year already. I'm going on vacation next month. We just like to go hang out with our kids and run the streets, I guess.
What do you think sets it apart with the way you created your business that allows you the ultimate time flexibility of being able to take as many vacations as you have? I mean, we're a few months into the year. You said you already had a vacation. You're getting ready to go for another one. So I'm assuming there's certain tweaks that you're doing that others aren't doing. Because I tell you what. We haven't taken a vacation and it's not in our books anytime soon because we're working like mad dogs and I still have 2 kids. So I'm trying to figure that out.
No, so I'm going to tell you, look, I used to be a trainer in the military, and one of the things we trained on was Stephen Covey. And one of the things he says is very few people on their dying beds wish they had spent more time at work. All right. So I'm very goal oriented. My goals are my goals. They don't necessarily have to be monetary goals. It's just crap I want to do. So the first year I was just trying to figure this shit out. I'm still not sure if I figured it out yet, but I just, I made my calls, did my things, whatever, right? My second year, I decided, all right, let me put some goals in place. I want to buy a house by the end of the year. So we bought an extra house. Last year, I decided, okay, my goals, I want to pay off everything but my houses. So we paid off all our toys, the boat, the RV, the cars. And then my goal for this year was to pay off one of my houses by the 31st, which is today. And I got my email yesterday that house is paid off. So it's just, I just run the goals and then I go screw off a lot. Then I come back and hit a goal. And then do you run sprints like where you're dedicated for short periods of time to hit that goal? And then you're like, okay, cool, I'm going to hang out. And then you run another sprint. So my wife and I have this weird habit. So my wife loves the vacation. All right. And so that's kind of our focus. So this is funny. So in December, I give her 4 places and she gives me 4 places that she wants to go on vacation for the next year. And we screw at each other, send each other emails, videos of the places, whatever the hell, right? And on the 9th of January, which is my birthday, she picks 2 of mine and I pick 2 of hers. We pay for them, we put them on the calendar, they're there. No changing, and there's no complaining, because the reality is this. When we go to where I want to go and she don't like it, I said, you picked it. She had 4 to pick from, she picked it, so shit. And then we do 4 vacations a year, and we do between 4 and 7 excursions, which are like long weekend trips. And so we pile in the work between those excursions and those vacations. And that's just how we run our business. All our kids are grown, and we have 7 grandkids, and we're not going to let this run us. And because of that, I think people see that and how we deal with people, and it makes it a little bit easier, to hit where we need to go, take vacation. Everybody sees us on vacation, and I will tell you this is a true fact. You get business when you're on vacation because everybody wants to see you having fun, so they screw with you. So I get a lot of business when I'm gone. You know what I mean? I've been calling these fools all year long, and all of a sudden now they're like, hey, I see you in Hawaii. I want to buy a house. I was like, wow. So bad. Yes. I think that's the game. But you know what? I put things in place, my team now. So it's like, okay, got it, no problem.
I was going to say, now it's like, you got my team and you're like, you want to buy that place? No problem. Let me hand you over.
Well, so I am going to the Rockets game tomorrow. Got some crazy tickets. One of my clients says, hey, can you take me to a house tomorrow at 6? I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'll be at the Rockets game, but so-and-so will open the door. They're like, oh, great. Have fun.
Done.
I think if you're very transparent and they know I'm there 90% of the time, when I'm here, I'm always there. But when I'm gone, they want to live like that.
Do you have like an unspoken or very well maybe spoken list of expectations when you take clients on how you communicate with them, your availability, the boundaries? There you go.
Yes. I'm going to say no. I don't. I mean, so typically when I take them on, I put them in the WhatsApp app, husband, wife, me. And the cool thing about it is I can drop one of my realtors in and take them out as I need it, or my TC or whatever. So we talk through things. So they send me houses. I send them documents. Everything's a WhatsApp app. It's downloadable, and I put it away. But the key here is I never lose the train of the conversation in there. So when they call me, I don't care when they call me, because the reality is this is the biggest investment of their lives, and it's very stressful to them. So yeah, I'm going to make it as easy as possible for them. And if that means it takes up some of my time. I know you were talking about the military earlier. I remember being in the Army, and we were working like crazy. And I think me and a bunch of the other senior enlisted guys were like, shit, how much do we get paid an hour? I think we came up with like 74 cents an hour is what we made, right? And so out here, I kind of keep track of what my hourly value is. Gary Keller, I think, wrote, give yourself an hourly value and never do anything less than that value. So day one that I became a realtor, I hired a TC. I've never not had a TC, period. You know what I mean?
I hate fucking doing paperwork. God, I don't even know how to do the paperwork. I just need to know that the paperwork gets done. I'm in compliance, and that shit's taken care of.
So, and you know what? My wife hates this when I say this, but the reality is I wrote my first contract a week ago only because I was showing my new realtor how to do it. But I've never written a contract.
Okay, so that I didn't hand over because my TC doesn't write the contracts, and I like to just spit them out as I need to. But everything else, it's over to them.
Yeah, no. I tell them what I tell them what I want. They write it up. They send it to me. I review it, and then I go find somebody else.
So what happens if you need to do a contract like late at night?
I
You don't just wait until the morning?
This morning, so you're asking about routine. I know we're talking about routine.
Yeah, let's dive into it.
Let's actually get into your first topic, which is setting a routine and the miracle morning. So let's dive into that's why that's your first secret.
I'm about to take some notes.
Now, so the reality, miracle morning for real estate agents is so awesome. So I follow it. I get up at 4:13 every morning. And it's just me, and then I go through. I have this book. It's so every quarter my team calls it my Bible. It's everything, right? It's how I work my people through, everything I do. So at the top of it, it's savers from the miracle morning, and then you're going to laugh at this. I write 5 notes. So 7 levels of communication talks about 5 power notes, how to write a power note. So I do 5 power notes every day. I do 5 Christmas cards every day. I do 3 blessings every day. I make sure that I do 5 Facebook substantial posts. What it means is, if you think about it, I don't know if you guys are on Facebook or not, but everybody likes. They think it's a big deal. But if you put some on Facebook, you read what people say, not the likes. So it's just kind of a top of mind thing. I do 5 touches a day, and that's kind of my thing. Savers. So I get up at 4:13. I'm typically done by 8:05. I have a call with my TCs at 8:30, and then I decide whether I'm going to work that day.
I love that. I'm just going to decide whether I'm going to show up today.
Well, you know what I mean? I like to play dominoes. I like to drink. So I go out and I spend a lot of time with my new realtors. So I try to make myself available to them. I'll tell you this. I met this guy who totally impressed the shit out of me in Arizona last year at one of our conferences. This young guy, and I can't remember his name, but we were talking through, he's a team lead. He has, I think, 50 agents in in California. 10 in Arizona and 10 in someplace else. And he basically said, man, I'm teaching them. I'm getting all the marketing done for them. All I want them to do is close 2 houses a month. And I'm just going to get $1,000 a month off each transaction. I ain't that smart, but $114,000 a month is pretty freaking tough shit to beat. And he says, all I do is I get on my plane, I get in the plane, fly around, I set up marketing events, I do this, that, and the other. I put $60,000 back into the business, and he keeps the rest. If you think about that, $60,000 a month is not a shit. Come on,
that's some great ass money.
Yeah.
So, have you ever read the book by Sam Walton? The guy who invented Walmart.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and for anyone who hasn't read it, by the way, totally read it. It's actually an amazing book. And he actually talks about when they started Walmart, one of the things he would do would be he bought a plane. His wife didn't want him to, and he's on buying a plane. So he bought himself a little plane, and he'd fly over places he wanted to see, and also his Walmarts to see how traffic was doing and all this other shit. And it's it's another level. Do you know what I mean? When you're I'm just going to fly around and do this, because it's you're operating now at a totally different level where you're just flying about and you're getting these super high level tasks done, and then everything else is pushed off. But you're he literally used to fly over and look at the traffic and stuff, see if it could get into the business well and shit. That was what his level he was now at.
Sure.
That was his job. It was I'm going to fly there, I'm going to do this one thing, and I'm going to fly back somewhere else and do this one thing then. And that's what this guy's doing. I'm going to fly here, hold marketing conferences, do this, make sure they're good, fly somewhere else, do that, good. And then he's I'm going to collect 120 grand a month doing that. And I get to fly around and just do things basically that, one, he's probably damn good at, but 2, he enjoys. And that's it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what everyone wants, surely.
So I'm a little bit more. I'm a lot older in my life than most realtors, right? And everybody's really money focused, and unfortunately, I think that screws them around sometimes, because people can see that. So when I do the recruiting on my team, Number one, I meet with them. And number two, they have to meet with everybody on my team. We all have the same values, and everybody gives thumbs up. And I am the lead, but we're partners. They partner with me on my team. And I want them to have the same values. And when I get these realtors coming into me and talking about, I lost this job, $90,000. I need to replace it. So that's what I'm working for. And they've never sold anything in their life. Hell, they probably never gave shit away. And now they're trying to be a realtor because they think that's the easiest thing in the world. So I came up with my 3-tier goals for my realtors. It's what you need to make, what you want to make, and oh my God. And what that means for that is, like, if you made $90,000 last year and your spouse made 180, but the reality is you put a bunch in 401k, you did this, you did that, you did this. When you dissect it, you may only need to make about 40,000 to live the life you lived before. Now, you might not be saving, but it's an easier goal, a more sustainable goal, right? So that's the way I push them. The second thing is I listen to people talk about their price, their average sales price and all this baloney, right? I know my average sales price for me. I know for my team. But when you partner with me, your average sales price is going to be $250. I don't care if it's $400, and that's my team, because the work ethic to make the amount of money you want to make at $250 is more than at $400. You understand? So I want to make sure that they're hitting those numbers. And even if they fall short, they will make what they need to make, right? And so that's, I think, what has been helping me and my team get to where we're at. And it's more relaxing, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I have one lady that's been with me 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks. She closed one Monday. She's closing one today. I have another guy. He's been with me 2 months. He put 2 on the books this month. They'll probably both make about 14 or 15,000 this month. They've never made that kind of money.
Amazing.
Ever, anywhere.
I fucking love it.
So Ricky, what are you doing to get your agents producing in such a short amount of time so quickly? And you said, keyword, in a relaxed environment. So
I need them to understand their goals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk to them, and we'll talk about, our team vision, what we're doing, everything like that. And then I want to know, okay, when you come back, I want you to come back with these 3 numbers: the need, the want, and the oh my God. All right.
We call
I need to know those. What?
That's what we'll call a standard, a goal, and a stretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, and when you talk to me, the goal is to have them working on their need.
Yeah.
Pushing towards their want.
Yeah.
Staring at, oh my God. You understand?
Yeah.
And that's and then when you talk to somebody, you can see in a person's face whether they need to eat or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, please buy this house. I need you to buy this house. I can't pay my rent kind of sales technique versus, hey man, let's do this. And I get other agents sometimes get unhappy with me because there's a lot of arrogant agents out here. And
that's everywhere.
They sell all these houses and they think they're going to push you around because you've only been doing it. I can remember an agent calling me like, hey, Ricky, I need your client to do this, this, and this, or we're not going to close. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if we close. If my client don't care, I don't care. I don't need to check. What about you? Oh, okay, wait, let's read. Can we work together? Yes. I mean, our goals, we're mediators. All right. I am a mediator. I'm not buying the house. I'm not living in the house. Right. I just want to make sure my client is happy. The transition is comfortable. So don't come play hardball with me.
Golden rule of business. The person that needs the deal less wins.
Yes,
Golden
sir.
rule of business.
Yes, sir.
So I want to... Go on. Sorry, Karen.
I just have fun. I want to make sure, is there anything else after 8:30 when you decide to go to work that does fall into your routine and how you actually run the business?
So the reality is I do checks in and I did 11-page planner to send to all my agents. I'm like, I'm all about baby steps. I see these new realtors, they come in and they go through all the broker training or they come from other brokers. And the key thing is, what the hell do I do? So I put 11 pages together. This is what you should do daily. This is what you should do weekly. This is what you should do monthly. This is what you should do annually. And here's 3 pages of ideas. Now, I want you to put your plan together. Come to me, we'll talk it. And see, that's very military. But I make sure my team knows, look, I will only do this if you let me. I mean, I'm not trying to make you me. I'm trying to make you the best you. All right. So all I ask, I have a new guy that's been been in real estate 2.5 months, 3 months, and hasn't had a lot of success, about to give up. He came to talk to me. The team all agreed on letting him in, but he gets in his own head. He overthinks shit. And I hear you talking about that on one of your other podcasts, but I made him a deal. I said, listen, we're going to put this plan together for the next 3 weeks. You have to commit to me that you don't Google anything I put down. You just do it. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Every morning he has to text me at 5 a.m. Text me, you're up. Let me know let me know what you're doing. He agreed. I had a long conversation. He asked me if I would talk to his wife. I had a long conversation with his wife. They're both committed. So the second day following the plan, I told him, you need to go to builders, because the reality is this. Right now, there's a lot of fish out there, right? There's a lot of buyers, right? But if you catch a fish, don't mean shit if you can't cook it. He needs to learn how to cook it. Go to the builders, go to the neighborhoods, learn the schools. So now I gave him a list. These are the ingredients that you need to put together to cook your fish, right? And so he's like, but no, remember, no Google. His first day out there, I was meeting with a builder. I gave him a list of the questions to ask the builders, builder to builder. What makes you different than the other builder? What facilitates a good relationship between a builder and an agent? What makes a sucky relationship? Go through that. And guess what? He got a lead the first day. Guy from Midland, $1 million. All right. He texted me, oh my God. He could have done that on his own. He just didn't know what to do. When he listens to the process is very easy. Oh, ABC, always be closing. And why everybody has to prospect, process, follow up, right? Those are the things and busy work. Everybody finds himself in the busy work stage. No, I tell my team, look, you're going to plan family, put all the shit in your calendar about all the family stuff you want to do, whatever it is. Go take your daughter to lunch, go do your thing with your wife, go to the basketball, do whatever. And then we're going to fit in 40 hours. Because unless you put 40 hours into your own business, you're going to fail.
That's even light, to be honest. I mean, to get into real estate, only doing 40 hours a week.
You got to take baby steps, Andrew. Come on, you got to listen to Ricky.
So the reality is, I don't want to kill. But you're right. I mean, you're not wrong at all. But these guys come from corporate America, where they used to come in 8 to 5,
40 mentality, right?
Yeah. So the next step is I do red prospecting. Red prospecting is prospecting they're going to do that they never change. If Billy Bob calls you and he wants to buy a house today at 4:00, you're like a doctor. You tell him, listen, I'm at 4 to 5. I got an appointment already, but I can see you at 6 or I can see you at 3. Which would be better? They're like, but, don't buts. You have to be true to you. Always. So, and what a lot of my peers say is like, all right, plug in time that you'll put the appointments in. So leave blank time. I'm like, hell no. You make now that's yellow prospecting, because the reality is this: if you get to that blank where you should have had an appointment and you don't have an appointment, you ain't gonna do shit.
You got to kick it back. Yep. Yes.
So the whole 40 hours: red prospecting, yellow prospecting. So yellow basically means that shit. I'm supposed to go to the builder on this yellow, but Billy Bob called me. I'm gonna put him in there and I move it around. So they're always got something to do, And
that strict routine that's going to make them successful is great. I mean, what you're talking about as well is something that me and Peter, we're like, we've had such a broad experience now. We've worked with some of literally the top producers in the whole country.
Sure.
And because some people come in as solo agents and crush it, and then there's a lot of people out there who struggle, and they've got this kind of animosity against teams because of the splits and stuff. When me and Peter actually think teams are great because they basically shortcut. Yes, you're paying a commission, but that commission is essentially just a coaching fee. Then, we always, something I say a lot is to do with Richard Branson, who's the owner of Virgin. And he's got this very famous saying. He says, teach them well enough that they can leave, treat them well enough that they don't want to. Right.
Yes.
And that's kind of the way you should do business. Like, you should give them every arsenal, every tool in their toolbox, give it all to them. And then they just love working with you. The deal's so fair and they get what they want that they don't want to leave. That's why we've had people on this show. They're like, yeah, I've had a buyer's agent. He does $250 a year. He's been with me like 18 years because he's like, I gave him a great split. I allow him to do this, that. He's always got leads coming in. He's happy. He's a pig in shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he could have been a solo agent, but he actually he got taught well enough, and then they treated him amazingly, and he's never left. How much easier is that person's life now? Way easier.
No, that's 100% right. So, I mean, that's the way we think. It's all about lifestyle. It goes back to lifestyle. One of the reasons people leave is they don't make money. The second reason is they don't have time with their family because they're always chasing that next thing. So the one thing in my team, we want to make sure that all the agents are ours. I mean, all the clients are ours. All right. We pay each other to do. We don't do anything for free for each other. If you're going to call me and ask me to go show something, you're going to pay me to go show it. If I ask you, I'm going to pay you. That comes out of our CDs. And as far as the split's concerned, since I have mostly new agents, my split, they're going to make the exact same money that they made had they not been with me, because my split's higher. I just take the difference. I'm all about volume. I don't give a shit about money that much. But if I do 30 or 40 and make 1,000 a piece,
it's good
who
money.
Cares? You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's kind of the key. And I was listening to a couple of the people on your podcast, unbelievable successes. Everybody's really money focused. And, that's good for most people. But the newer people, I just try to make it easy enough that, like you say, they want to stay. I think I read one of the books that said I could have been a millionaire 5 times over, but every time I brought somebody on and taught them everything, they left and became my competition. But I laugh. I don't think I have competition. I talk shit to everybody. I go border to border, coast to coast, go with the realtor you love most. That's all I give a shit about. You know what I mean?
That was a good quote.
Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in gaining access to our course and coaching programs, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.